today I'm going to show you how to design and make a charging base for your phone, watch and headphones from the well-known company with the fruit-based name. Let's get started. So, as always, I like to start with a sketch. I'm using Autodesk Sketchbook just to scribble down a few ideas of basically trying to copy the design of the Apple airpad, whilst integrating the Apple Watch charging plug and the Belkin Qi wireless charging base that I have. Fundamentally, I'm trying to create a housing that will hold the Apple Watch port and the charger so that the top and the overall design looks like the Apple airpad. First step is to transfer the shape of the wireless charging base into the 3D environment, and I normally do this by bringing it into Fusion 360 as a canvas. It's really important to make sure that when you take the photo you stand as far away as possible and use the zoom function. That will reduce any parallax error and any barrel distortion that might reduce the accuracy of your model. Once you've imported the picture, you need to accurately measure the wireless base and scale the picture so that it matches it, and it's really important to be precise because any errors you have here will give you fitting issues once you've printed the final part. Now the reference canvas has been imported and scaled, we can start building the 3D model. First thing to do is trace the outline of the wireless base with a spline. Now what I would normally do is rotate the canvas so it's aligned vertically and horizontally as much as I can. Just look for some kind of reference like the words or some other geometry on there, and then add in some centre lines. Then what I'll do is trace the spline around just 1/4 of the image and then mirror it about those centre lines. This guarantees the symmetry, but it does require you to be super accurate. Once the spline is complete, you need to add an offset to give a clearance for fitting the wireless base into the 3D print. I normally use a 0.2mm offset to give a loose fit, but this value will depend on your printer and whether you want to glue the wireless base into the part. If you have a larger offset, then it will fit really easily, but it will be very loose, so you'll need to glue it to make sure that it doesn't move around when you're using it. But if you use a very small one, like a 0.1 or something like that, then there will be a slight push fit and you'll have to balance this with the shrinkage that your printer produces. In this case, I did use a 0.1 offset, which gave a very slight push fit and was enough to hold the wireless base into the part without actually needing any glue. Next, I measured the Apple Watch charger with a vernier caliper and positioned it relative to the base, taking into account the size of the watch to make sure that there was no overlap with the actual wireless charging base for the phone. Once the parts are positioned, I plotted the path for the cable of the watch charger. Once this was defined, I measured the size of the USB plug to create a sketch normal to that path curve for that to become a swept cut. So now we have all of the geometry we need, we can start to create 3D model data. So the charging base has come off the printer and it's time to put the cables in. Quite a snug fit, but a little bit of pushing and shoving with a lollipop stick is enough to push that cable through for the watch charger. With the 0.1 clearance that I had on the model, the watch charger is a bit of a snap fit. You can see it just pushes in, but that's enough to hold it quite nicely and firmly in the base. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video and that you found it useful. Please remember to subscribe, and also if you've got any comments, please leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to respond to them all. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time on Engineer Anything.